What's bright, shiny and as cool as ice? Well, maybe not ice but water. And if your desktop is looking awfully stale and boring, then maybe some overclocking and modding may be the aphrodisiac to spice up your cyber life. Razer TV trails the back walkways of SimLim to find out more.
We do modding. We customize the PC for the customers. Do up nicely lah, like pimp out the whole PC, put in some colors, do some performance mod, like cool down the PC.
So why do people need performance mods? Well, if they overclock their PCs, which basically means modifying hardware, changing some jumpers and flicking dip switches just to get more juice out of their system, then they run the risk of overheating it, which is not a good thing. That's where Gary comes in. Okay, Gary, tell me why people would need this other than the stock fan.
Because the stock fan is good enough to cool the CPU for normal operation hours, like short, normal 3-4 hours a day, but not for serious gamers that will game probably 6 hours, 10 hours. Yeah. So the inside is actually quite hot inside also. Can get like 40, 50 and above. Depending on the CPU, this is the high-end CPU, this is the top of the line CPU at the moment from Intel. On full load, when you're gaming it on full load, you can get like 70, 80 degrees very hot using the stock one. So that's why my customers, they will go for water cool like this to bring down the temperature, so that it's more stable. You can of course play for longer hours. When it's lower temperature, it's better, it performs better. But when it gets high, like maybe 70, 80, yes, you can start to feel the computer may start to lag. Not only the CPU will get hot, when the CPU is hot, all other components will draw the heat from there also, so other components will be affected.
So maybe start from the top. This casing is Lianli. Tell me a bit about this brand.
Lianli is from Taiwan. Lianli is a very popular brand, locally and internationally also.
Okay, what makes them so popular?
They are one of the first manufacturers to make aluminium case.
Okay. Aluminum is better because?
For heat transfer, they dissipate heat better than normal steel casing.
So what makes a properly designed case, like all the slots and everything?
The fans at the right place for the proper airflow, for the correct airflow, in and out, and big enough. Too cramped, you have heat inside, or cramped out.
Okay, the water reservoir is here, and this is just plain water, am I right?
This one is just plain water, just plain distilled water.
Okay, and then it pumps in like that, and then it goes to the pump and it goes here up. And this radiator cools the water, is it?
Yes, this one will cool the water. So it will cool the water, then the fan will cool the radiator.
Okay, and then it goes down to here, and what does this do?
This is a water block, CPU water block. Underneath is a CPU, your Intel CPU.
You're putting water next to electronics. It's not a very good idea, right?
There will be a bit of risk.
What other mods can you do aesthetically? Gary supplies lights to spruce up the case, individual switches to control fan speeds, and even soundproofing material to make everything run silently. So how did he start?
Started off from my hobby. I started doing myself first. I mean my own PC. Order some of the parts online from overseas.
So that time when you first started modding, how many years ago was this?
Around 2001, 2002.
Back then, was there like stuff, I mean you said you had to order from overseas, right? So there's no shop that actually sold it?
Yes, no shop that sell the things that I want, like some of the special cables or some of the special components that I want. So that makes me want to start a business like that, because I'm a user myself. I know what I want, so if I know what I want, most likely that's what most of the customers will want to have also.
Before people start modding, because a lot of people think like, wow, modding is for geeks and nerds and all that. Do you have to have a very extensive like engineering background or IT background before you start modding?
No, totally not.
So you just need an interest to start.
Interest to start and just go along, and as you do, you'll find new ideas and create something new and do new things lah.
So as a shop owner, has your business suffered because of like netbooks gaining popularity, let's say?
Netbooks and PC is still two different things, very different. PC like this is a much more powerful PC. Netbooks can't play games, you can't do a lot of things.
For more on SimLim Square, check out other clips on Razer TV.